What is up, everybody? WildScotty45 here, and today I'm going to be doing another guide because my other one went pretty well. I'm going to be doing Rengar, the Pride Stalker. He's easily my favorite champion in the game, and that's because his one-shot capability and his invisibility and his whole kit. I just enjoy his kit a lot, and I just want to show you how I play him because I do have a fair amount of success when I'm playing him. I'll show you guys what masteries I use, and here I'll build a master page that I would use with him. So if I'm going top lane, I usually bring Flash Ignite for the level 1 kill potential, and if I'm doing that, I'm going to be bringing this, obviously, Summoner's Wrath, and I think 2 points allows me to get everything. I don't build any crit, so there's no point of getting these Frenzy and Lethality. There's no point of getting those two if you're not going to build crit. And yeah, that's what I do. 21-9. And I would get... Well, it also depends on who you're facing to get these points. I usually go 3 in hardness and 1 in resistance because generally you're going to be facing an AD top. But you can be facing an AP top. And if you are facing an AP top, you want to go like 2 and 2 on these. And if I'm jungling, it's going to look very similar in the offensive tree, except for I'm going to have Smite, so I'm not going to get Summoner's Wrath. So I'll put 3 in the attack speed one, and then it looks like the same from there, except for these two. And for jungle, early game, his jungle clear isn't the best. Late game it's great, but early game he struggles like for the first clear through. So I generally get Tough Skin and Bladed Armor to help him out. But these would be the masteries I would use. And for runes, I go with this page right here. Armor yellows, Armor pen reds, magic resist per level blues, and 80 quints. And next I will take you into some gameplay. First I will show you the jungle and then laning phase. Alright, here we go. In the jungle, generally I like to start red, but this game I just felt like starting blue. It was just, I don't know, there was no reason for it. I just felt like starting blue to get the cooldown reduction, see if it was faster, and it doesn't really matter. But first off, you want to... There's 2 things you can do. You either want to rush 6, unless you see a really good lane to gank. But, because once you get 6, it is really easy for you to be able to gank. Because you could just come from in lane and jump on someone. And another thing that you want to do, which no one does, or it feels like no one does, is max your bolas. Always max bolas on Rengar. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. And let me just turn down the game volume here. Seems a little loud. But yeah, max bolas. That's one piece of advice I can give. So I'm already level 5. I'm getting pretty close to level 6. I go back. This game, you can either go Wriggles or Spirit of the Elder Lizard. I wanted the cooldown reduction for the Spirit of the Elder Lizard for this game, and the Wriggles does give you good sustain in jungle, so it's not a bad choice either. A lot of people are hating on it, but I don't think it's a bad choice, especially for Rengar. All right, I'm level 6, so what I want to do, I want to gank a lane really soon, and I come in, but my support died, so it's just a hard gank to hit. So, whatever. I go back, keep eyeing any more damage. If my support didn't die there, we probably could have gotten some kills, but it's no big deal. So just keep jungling, get my red buff. Karthus got my blue buff, which is fine. He might have died with it, I don't even know. But, yeah, he's got my blue buff right there. I held his lane for a bit. He gets ganked, so I have to come in and get that kill for him. Right as I left, he got ganked, but it's okay, it's okay. This game starts off pretty slow for my team, but I do end up really carrying the team. Kennen just didn't respect my damage and my chase capability there for whatever reason. I don't know why he wouldn't. I have red buff and bolas. I don't know why you wouldn't like respect that. And once again, he just gets straight dumped on. And Maokai comes in. I really can't follow up. This Tristana got pretty fed early. And that was the problem. Like, Tristana's got a lot of bursts, so she just like one-shot my Karthus before I could even do anything. And she comes in thinking she's hot shit. And she dies for it. So now, I want to try to make plays somewhere, but there's just really, right now there's nowhere to make a play. My top lane is pushed up. I think he ends up dying here, but I can't really do anything about that. He was pushed up to his tower and gets ganked because he has no wards. What are you going to do? That's going to happen. We lose our top turret, but, you know, don't worry. The Troy Aikman style throws are going to be coming up. I come in, my Karthus gets one shot again, and it's just like, it's hard to gank when you're, the person you're ganking for just gets one-shotted. But I'm basically getting fed off this Tristana. She goes 1 for 1 like every single time. So she's getting fed, but I'm also getting fed, which is good for me. I come in here and just try to man mode some kills. I think I was snared and I got pushed off. I was trying to save the turret. I didn't just let him die. Now I'm just trying to hold bot tower. And yeah, I gotta get out of there. There's no way we're holding that tower. So we just let it fall. Or, you know, my guy just dies and then baits me to almost die. So I got both race. I mean, golem, double golem, so it's like not too bad. But we're getting pretty dumped on right here. And there's not much I can do because every lane's losing basically. And so as a jungler, you just gotta like, it's hard when your whole team is getting killed and your whole team is getting dumped on. So right away I realized Tristana's probably doing the most damage. So I'm gonna build a Spirit Visage, whatever, however you say it. I don't care, because that's a great item on Rengar. I pretty much build it every game for the cooldown reduction, the added heal bonus, and it's just good with magic resistance if you need it. But it's really good all around item to build. So my build's starting to shape up. I got the Bone Tooth Necklace because it's cheap and we're behind, and I was still getting kills, so I knew I would be able to get some stacks because I'm good at staying alive as Rengar too, generally. So I have the Spirit of the Elder Lizard for the cooldown. I already have 20% cooldown reduction, and I get pretty close to 40% cooldown reduction on every build. And after this, I'll probably get a Last Whisper and a Bloodthirster. Those will probably be my last two items. And right here I'm pinging everyone because I know they're going to try to go for my blue because it just came up. But once again, my team just gets one-shotted. There's not much I can do. I go after Tristana because I really want this kill. And Maokai gets away, but that's okay because we saved our blue. And I take blue from Karthus because he's dying a lot. So I'm going to use the cooldown reduction so I can max out and have 40% cooldown reduction, which really ups my damage if I can just be chucking bolas and stuff. And I get my red, and I think I go back and I might buy boots. I don't remember what I buy here. But for boots, almost every boot is good on Rengar. The only two boots that I don't get are Berserker Greaves and the Spell Pen boots. I die there because Soraka heals are strong and my whole team dies, and I give Tristana double buffs, which is not good, but it's okay. We'll live. We'll manage. So as you can see, they're really far ahead of us, and we do end up winning this game. Then you'll see why. It happened. It's because Karthus' late game is terror, and I do what I'm supposed to do as Rengar. And this game I got Boots of Swiftness because I just want to be able to move around the map quicker and move around in team fights quicker. So we just get the Soraka because she was worth 300 gold. So there's no point in not getting her there. She's still worth the gold, so we might as well just pick her off. And I go back and I finish off. I think I just finished off this. So right now, my build isn't very offensive orientated right now, but it gets there. So I have already 30% cooldown reduction, and that's pretty strong for. That's pretty good for a cooldown reduction right there. 30% is about as much as you need. It's good to be maxed out, but the itemization doesn't really allow for Rengar to get maxed out too much, unless you're gonna go Brutalizer, which is possible. I could go Brutalizer and get maxed out. I don't exactly remember how to do, but I would imagine I would have went I would have imagined that I went Bloodthirster and Blast Whisper, and we won that fight because Karthus died in the middle of them, ulted, and oh, actually we lost that fight. That was Caitlyn. I forgot that this is normal. But yeah, we lost that fight because basically our Fiora didn't ult at a good time, and our Taric wasn't very good. So our team, so I basically have to try to carry this team. With Karthus, even though he's died a lot, he still has very good damage output. So that's good for our team, because even though he's fed everyone, he's still pretty fed himself, and he can do a fair amount of damage in team fights. That's just how Karthus works. He can always do a lot of damage. He's like guaranteed damage in team fights because of his passive and his ult. So here, my team's just getting caught out, which is great, but you know, nothing you could do. So we'll speed this up a little bit, because we go in there, because I don't even know why. I think my team wanted to fight. I don't know. I didn't think it was a good idea, but I got a kill and then died. Karthus dies on tower, but keeps him off. And the Tristana dies even though she Zhonya's the ult. And this Kennen just does not respect my damage, and I don't know why he wouldn't. I don't know why the Kennen kept disrespecting me. So you gotta chase him down and kill him. You gotta teach him respect. You can't just let him disrespect you like that. And I just keep going through trying to get money, because I am going. It looks like I got the vamp just for some lifesteal, but it does look like I'm gonna try to get the last whisper first. That will really improve my damage. I don't know how close I am to it. I am actually pretty close to it. So after this team fight, I should be able to get it. All right, flash out of the Kennen ult, and get some stacks right there because I got a few assists. This Maokai, I bait the Maokai to keep fighting as long as I can. But my Taric dies because he's just so behind. He's literally got nothing. I don't know why he wouldn't build an Aegis. I feel like that should have been what he rushed. Chalice of Harmony. It boosts swiftness. I don't know what he's doing. But I just gotta clear and get my last whisper. That is priority number 1. So I believe that's what I do. I saw that they were down there, so I pushed up one more wave. And there we go. I got my last whisper. So now, my damage is pretty good. I can tear through people pretty quickly. And as you can see, Rengar is naturally pretty tanky with his W. And we just kind of take that fight. And once again, Tristana is pushed up pretty far. So I do get a bola. She thinks she can kill me. I had no chance of dying there. I could have easily survived. And I do survive, but there was no chance of me dying there, even though it looked close. She blew everything on me. And now we're starting to push. We're starting to turn this game around. As you can see, we're still behind, but because it's so far in the game, that much behind isn't as bad as it seems. Like the 6K lead that they had early game was a huge lead, but now it's starting to pull a little even because everyone's starting to get their full builds. And once late game happens, once a team gets aced, I mean, you can really start pushing. So I see I ulted to scout out. Basically, I was like, I don't know where they are, but I see Kennen alone. I'll ult, see if he's alone, and attack maybe if he is completely alone. Right here, I jump in the bush to get the Caitlyn. You always want to fight from bushes. Bushes are your friends, is Rengar. Right here. I had no idea, like, if he was dying. I was like, why isn't he dead yet? I was so confused. I couldn't see his health, so I didn't know how long he was going to live. And here, we catch 3 of them off guard, basically. So this team threw pretty hard. They tried to, like, 3v5 us, and we went 3 for 2. But it's okay, because we're just catching up. We're trying to catch up. Trying to get as many people down as possible. I mean, Soraka was split pushing. Why would you ever do that? So now I have a full build now. So I really can do some damage now. But the problem is, late game Rengar, he can do pretty good damage, but everyone else can do damage too. So if you do not kill someone right away, you will die right away as well. So that's the tough thing about Rengar. You got to build him for damage because tank Rengar is literally useless to a team. But you have to pick your spots. And I want red because they've been in our jungle the whole game. So I just wanted to take it before they can get to it. And when I go back, I need like oracles. Because I need to scout out their wards, and I need a red pot really badly. And I think a blue pot will give me the max cooldown reduction. I don't know if I have blue pot on. I can't really tell. But I think I just got an oracles actually. See right here, we're baiting the Baron, and we win that team fight. Wait, did we win this team fight? I don't know. We're doing pretty good right now. Yeah, we won. We definitely won this team fight. So now we just aced them, and the Troy Aikman style throws are beginning to happen. So we try, and we get this tower before everyone gets up. We get the inhib, and we decided the whole team was up, so it's probably not a good idea to push our luck. I make sure my team gets out, and I come in and take their red and get out of there. Because I do love the red buff on Rengar for chasing. So I go back, refresh my oracles, I believe, and get 2 pots. So now I have max cooldown reduction. I have a pretty good chunk of health, and oracles to help up the team because I'm the only one that will build it. So once again, I ult to scout out the team again and just dump on. I almost dumped on it, almost. But I used the ult right there because it's like on a really short cooldown, and I was distracting them while my team got Baron basically. They were not expecting it. They didn't ward Baron, so we punished them for it. And I could get to Baron before they did, if they were going to move on it. They basically didn't think that we would do Baron without the jungler. Which is probably usually a bad idea, but, you know, you got to take risks when you're behind. That's for sure. Calculated risks. So we just come up here, take that tower because the minion's up there. And we just start pushing for the game, basically. Because now we have Baron on 5 people. And right here, I'm gonna come around and split push while these guys are all fighting. Come in here and just ravage the base. Because Rengar can destroy buildings quick with his Q. I come in here and take both Nexus turrets for 4 of my teammates, which is not a bad trade. And I ult, and I get out. I was thinking about coming back in and trying to X-Peke the Nexus, but there was just no way I would have been able to finish it off, especially with Kennen's stun capability and Maokai's snare capability. There was no way I would have been able to X-Peke that one. So Kennen, once again, disrespecting my damage. He pushes too far out, thinking that I ain't coming after him. But oh, no, 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 no. You disrespect me once, I'm coming after you all day. He runs into the bush. Big mistake. Never run into a bush when you're running away from Rengar. Take this guy's wolves. This guy tries to fight me. I don't know what he's thinking. He ain't gonna be. He doesn't have enough damage to kill me with my magic resist. I want to go refresh my my pots, basically, and my oracles. So I come back up. And then I come back up, and I believe we finished the game. Or they might surrender, I don't know. But I believe we finished the game here. What happens is Karthus just basically gets late game, and late game Karthus is pretty beastly. I don't even need to be here at this point. I carried the team far enough to be able to win the game on their own. I basically let my team survive. I kept us in the game long enough for us to get to late game, and we ended up winning. And that's how I jungle Rengar. I look for opportunities for ganks, and that's about it. And now I'll take you into a laning phase. Alright. So in laning phase, it's pretty similar to, like, in terms of build-wise, and in terms of the jungle. You want to get, but instead of, like, you really want to rush what you think you need at the time. So you're still going to try to build a Spirit Visage at some point, Last Whisper. I don't know if I get a Bone Tooth. You don't always get a Bone Tooth. You don't always need one, but a Bone Tooth is good to get if you just like have enough gold for it, and you go back and you have 800 gold and you have nothing else to buy. It's not a bad pickup. But Bone Tooth is not necessary to play Rengar. It is a good item on him. Don't get me wrong, but it's not necessary. You always want to get a Spirit Visage, your Bloodthirster, your Last Whisperer. Brutalizer and Black Cleaver is not a bad choice instead of the Spirit of the Elder Lizard in lane. That's generally what I switch out. And the boots, it depends on who you're facing. I think I get Ninja Tabbies here because I'm facing Aatrox, and I know he auto-attacks a lot. So that's when I'm facing someone that auto-attacks a lot, I start Cloth 5 and pick up a Ninja Tabbies. If I'm facing someone that's not going to be auto-attacking as much, I'll probably get a Rejuve bead and a ward and some pots, and go for a get a Ravenous Hydra at some point in the game if I want. But in lane, maxing bolas is very important. If you take anything away from this guide at all, it should be to max your bolas. That is literally the most important part about Rengar that people just don't get. The reason I max bolas is for the slow and the damage. Now here, he makes a mistake. He tries to all-in me at level 2, which is also my biggest power spike. And he gets punished for it. I get first blood and just basically snowball from there. That's one of Rengar's biggest strengths, is level 2 all-in. You always want to go for an all-in at level 2 at some point. Level 2 or level 3, you want to try to get an all-in. Obviously, it has to be calculated and smart. But you have the damage to kill someone at level 2 with your max ferocity. So you either wait for level 3 or level 2, and for a good opportunity to go all-in. That's why I bring Ignite top lane. You mean business when you bring Ignite. And Aatrox thought he could all-in me at level 2. That's what people try to do on Aatrox 2. They try to all-in you. And this was right when he came out, so everyone was trying to yell at me that he's OP, so watch out. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm Rengar. I don't lose in lane as Rengar. So, right here, he's disrespecting me again. He's trying to get farm. I don't appreciate that. I don't know what he's trying to do, getting up on this wave like that. He's level 2, I'm level 4. I've hit another good spike. I got my second level up on my bolas. And just look how much damage those things do when you get ahead. And even when you're behind, like at the same level, they do a good enough damage. So that's why I max bolas, for the poke and just for overall damage, because your bolas get a bigger power spike from leveling up than anything else does. Like, your Q does get a damage boost, but your Q is always going to do a good amount of damage no matter what. So I used to max that last when the heal scaled better. But now the W scales doesn't really scale that well into late game. So early game, the W is great, good enough. And here, it's just like, Look at me. He can't get anywhere near this wave. And so I'm just bullying him. I'm just waiting, trying to see if he's gonna make a dumb move. Because if he makes one dumb move and gets anywhere near my jump, he's dead with a double Q and an E. Look, like right here, boom, dead. You're done. See you later. He got too close, and he's dead. That's what happens. Once you get, and Rengar can snowball better than most champs top lane. He can snowball very hard. And that's pretty much how you win lane. You gotta just snowball. And if you don't snowball, you can just poke and keep them off the farm. On the first back, I think I buy a BF sword, I believe. Let's see. Yep, BF sword. And I'll show you why right now. This is why I buy a BF sword. To keep snowballing. He comes back in the lane. I have full stacks. So I know that I'm going to be dangerous. He gets out in the middle of the lane. And you're dead. And the other thing you need to learn is how to triple Q. Triple Q is a very important, very important. So I will back that up and teach you the triple Q. And that's pretty much all that you need to learn from this video at that point. Where is it? Okay. So right here. Since I got full stacks, it's pretty easy. You generally do it around 3 stacks on your ferocity and you can do it. So, oh, I don't know what happened there, but whatever. So what you're gonna do, I'll slow it down even more. Once you ult, once you're in range that your Q will stay, you press Q and see how it's building the stacks. So now I jump, Q again, W, and then I get the full ferocity stacked Q again. So there's 2 ferocity stacked Qs, a normal Q, and that's just a ton of damage, and that's how you assassinate people as Rengar, right there. That's how you triple Q. It's very important. It's probably his best ability is the triple Q. And see how much damage my Qs did even though I'm maxing my bolas? The bolas, you have to max them. You just have to. There's no other way to play lane Rengar other than maxing your bolas. And that's pretty much it. From here on out, we just kind of snowball and they surrender at 20. Because I get so fed that they can't even really do anything. Aatrox has 10 farm. And I have 37. So it's game over. I have 2,500 gold. He's got 1,000. I have more than double his gold already. So it's like Rengar can snowball so hard, and that's how you do it. You just wait for level 2. Level 1, you play really safe, build up your ferocity stacks. And level 2, you wait until they try to all-in you if there's someone like Aatrox. But unless you see a really good chance to all-in yourself, then you take it. But Rengar is a very good champ, and I think more people should play him. And I'll just do a quick recap. Definitely, you want to rush Bloodthirster as soon as you can if you're doing top lane, because that damage is just brutal. Or you can go Last Whisper. Last Whisper or Bloodthirster. Those 2 items are your core items on any Rengar build ever. Spirit Visage is very good. Brutalizer and Black Cleaver, very good on Rengar. Triforce can be good on Rengar, but I generally don't build it. And from there, you just gotta think smart. So in this game, I'm facing Aatrox, so he's an auto attacker. So I build Ninja Tabbies. If I'm facing someone top lane, I would rust Spirit. If I was facing an AP top laner, I would rust Spirit Visage. Like, you just gotta think like that. And then Rengar, the biggest positive to Rengar is he has no like true counter. There are some people that are annoying to lane against, but he doesn't really have a counter per se. No one really counters him. He doesn't counter anyone himself, but he can you just have to outskill your opponent, basically. It's how you play Rengar. That's why I like him. And just look at the damage when you're this far ahead. 1 bullet to go like 1/4 of his health. I mean, it's just This Aatrox can't do anything. He's having the worst game of his life right now. And that's basically what Rengar can do. That's why I enjoy him so much. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.